So you've scheduled a time with a spiritual director. That's amazing. You're probably wondering now, what's next? Maybe you're feeling a little nervous, you're not sure what you'll talk about, and how do you even prepare for something like this? Let me share something with you. Everyone's preparation looks a little different. There were times in my own journey when I went into spiritual direction without much intention at all. I wasn't feeling grounded. I couldn't find a spiritual practice that stuck. And truthfully, I didn't even feel spiritual. Sometimes I left those sessions feeling a bit more centered, but more often I felt like I wasn't making any progress. I was stuck and didn't know how to move forward. Does that sound familiar? If you're hoping to get more out of your spiritual companion session, I have good news. A little preparation can make a huge difference. But the best part is that your preparation doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Maybe you're someone who thrives with a daily practice, or perhaps the thought of that feels overwhelming, and what works better for you is carving out some reflection time the day before your session. Or maybe you prefer something more organic, something that fits naturally into your rhythm without feeling like an obligation. Wherever you are in your journey, there's a way to prepare that feels nourishing and supportive of you. So, today I'm going to share some gentle, practical ideas to help you reflect and feel more grounded as you approach your next session. Let's dive in. Quick note, I tried to paint this image before and I really didn't like it. So I started over. So this is the new painting and I hope you like it. First step, let's ask, where am I right now? This isn't just about where you are physically, it's about looking at your life as a whole, professionally, personally, creatively, and spiritually. How are all these areas showing up for you right now? Maybe you're thriving at work, but feeling creatively drained, or your spiritual life feels distant while your personal relationships are blossoming. Ask yourself, do these areas feel aligned with where I want to be? How did I get to this point? This reflection doesn't have to be overwhelming. It can be as simple as journaling a few words or taking a quiet walk, letting these questions naturally float to the surface. Next is naming the questions and the doubts. What's been stirring inside of you lately? Are there questions that feel unanswered, doubts that feel heavy, or confusions that have you feeling stuck? It can feel a little scary to name those uncertainties, but here's the thing. Sometimes just acknowledging them, whether in your journal, out loud, or to your spiritual companion, can bring a huge sense of relief. You might be surprised by how clarity starts to emerge when you simply give those questions room to exist. For example, maybe you're wondering, why can't I find a spiritual practice that sticks? Or, am I even on the right path? Naming those questions is a powerful first step towards exploring them. Now let's take stock of your spiritual life. Think back over the past few months. Has your spiritual journey felt rich and fulfilling, or more chaotic and confusing? What experiences have nurtured your spirit? Maybe it was a meaningful conversation, a moment in nature, or a quiet cup of tea in the morning. On the other hand, what's left you feeling drained and disconnected? Perhaps certain relationships, habits, or even just the pace of life have made it hard to connect with your inner self. Try this. Write down the things that have nurtured you and the things that have depleted you. Such a simple practice, but it can bring so much clarity. Now let's talk about life's decisions. We're constantly making decisions. Some feel like tiny pebbles, while others feel like boulders. What decisions are you wrestling with right now? Maybe it's a big one, like a career change or moving to a new city. Or maybe it's a quieter decision, like how to balance your time between work, rest, and relationships. Taking a moment to name those decisions, even just to yourself, can be really powerful. You don't need to have the answers yet, but acknowledging them can create room for clarity to unfold. Here's another reflection. The gift of growth and letting go. Where are you growing? Where are you learning to let go? Both growth and release are deeply spiritual processes. Think about something you're growing into, maybe a new role, a deeper sense of self, or even a budding relationship. What does that growth feel like? Does it come with excitement, challenges, both? Now consider what you're letting go of. Old habits, beliefs, or patterns that no longer serve you. Letting go can feel like a loss, but there's beauty in release too, because it makes space for new life to take root. Now let's reflect on how you've been connecting with your spirit lately. And by spirit, I mean that deep, soulful part of you that feels alive and connected to the world around you. For some, that connection comes through creative expression, painting, writing, dancing. For others, it's about being in nature, feeling the grounding energy of a forest walk, or the awe of a starry night. Or maybe it's through stillness, meditation, prayer, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. Ask yourself, how fulfilling have these practices been for you? Is there a longing for more? More consistency, more depth, or even more playfulness in how you connect? Perhaps you travel with a divine other, or many divine others, whatever that means for you. Gaia, Allah, the universe, God, Great Spirit, or something else entirely. Reflecting on that relationship or relationships can deepen your spiritual journey. How has your connection felt lately? Have there been moments where you felt their presence, like when you felt guided, comforted, or challenged? Or maybe you've been feeling distant, reaching out but not hearing anything in return. What choices or experiences are leading you to reach out to your divine other? A career change, a new relationship, or a desire to live with more intention? Does your connection feel as enriching as you'd like it to? If not, that's okay. It's not about getting it right. It's about curiosity and exploring ways to deepen or shift your relationship with the divine other. So what does this look like for you? How might you prepare in a way that feels true to who you are? Maybe you love journaling and want to reflect on questions like, what brings me joy, or what's been weighing on my heart? Or maybe you prefer to sit quietly, letting your spirit guide you wherever it needs to go. If you're someone who connects with your body, maybe you want to take a walk or a dance to let your spirit move. For the creatives, painting, sketching, or doodling can help your heart speak when words don't quite capture it. And if you prefer, you might set aside time just before a session to look back on the past month. What's felt good? What's been hard? Where have you felt alive? And where have you felt stuck? Remember, there's no right way to prepare. The most meaningful preparation is the one that feels natural to you, the one that nurtures your spirit and invites you to dive a little deeper. As you approach your next session, I hope you'll try out a few of these ideas and see what feels right for you. If you have a favorite way of preparing, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Your journey is unique, and your preparation should be too.